In a world carved by tooth and claw, where the strong rule and the weak perish, she was nothing, an omega, a lone wolf, cast out, forgotten. Her name was whispered away by the wind, her existence a mere shadow on the edge of the packlands. Survival was a daily battle, a desperate scramble for scraps in the unforgiving wilderness. Every breath was a defiance against a world that had deemed her worthless. But within this fragile frame beat a heart of pure, unyielding courage, a spirit that refused to be extinguished by the biting frost or the gnawing hunger. One brutal winter, a blizzard, a true monster of ice and wind, descended upon the mountains. The world turned white, a blinding, chaotic fury. It was in this tempest that she found him, a colossal black wolf, motionless in the snow, his powerful form racked with tremors. His scent, even faint, screamed of power, of authority, an alpha. But he was dying. A dark, viscous substance stained the snow around him, the unmistakable sign of silver poison, a death sentence for any shifter. Every instinct screamed at her to run, to save herself. Aiding an unknown alpha, especially one from a rival pack, was suicide. But looking into his fading golden eyes, she saw not a threat, but a life flickering out. She saw the same desperation she felt every single day. In that moment, a choice was made. Heaving his massive, near-lifeless body onto her own slender back, she began to walk. The wind tore at her. Ice crystals sliced her skin, and every muscle screamed in agony. 6 miles. 6 miles through a hell of ice and snow. With the weight of a king on her shoulders, she collapsed at the edge of his territory. Her energy spent, her own life hanging by a thread. The pack guards found them, a dying alpha, and the unknown omega who had carried him home. They dragged him to the healers and threw her into a cell, her fate uncertain. When the Alpha King, Lycan, finally awoke, his body purged of the poison. His first command was not for revenge on his attackers, but to see the Omega. He walked to the dungeons, his presence radiating an aura of absolute power that made the very stones tremble. He stood before her cell, his golden eyes, now clear and sharp, locking onto hers. He saw the raw exhaustion, the cuts, the frostbite, but beneath it all, he saw the unshakable strength that had saved his life. "You carried me," he stated, his voice a low, resonant rumble. "Through the storm. Why?" She met his gaze, unafraid. "Because no one deserves to die alone in the cold." In that simple, honest answer, the Alpha King saw more royalty than in any highborn Lunar he had ever met. He saw his equal, his mate. "You are no longer a lone wolf," he declared, his voice echoing with finality. "From this day forward you stand by my side. You are my Luna." The pack was stunned, the world was shaken, but a new story had just begun. A story of an Omega who carried a king and became a queen. Don't miss the next chapter of their incredible journey. If you were moved by their story, hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and ring the bell so you never miss an update. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.